Coming up, a nonprofit organization educates college women on how they can use early detection to prevent breast cancer.
Plus, frightening moments after Mike Pence's plane overshoots the runway at LaGuardia.
And awareness of a very heavy topic could save more from sexual assault. Those stories and more tonight on Murrow News 8.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Brooklyn Graditi.
And I'm Trevor Williams. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Spokane fire crews battled a garage blaze early this morning. The fire started around 11:30 and the Spokane Fire Department was able to get it under control around midnight. There is still major damage and hot spots around the garage and it is at risk of collapsing. The homeowner's cat died in the fire. The 57-year-old man involved in yesterday's Pullman apartment fire is in critical condition at Spokane Sacred Heart Hospital. After receiving a call about an alarm going off and large smoke clouds in the complex, the Pullman Fire Department arrived at the scene and used a thermal imaging camera to confirm a small fire in the home. The crews broke down the door and found the man unconscious in the entryway. The man is currently being treated for smoke inhalation. Firefighters have not determined how the fire started.
Seattle's Link Light Rail saw delays this morning after a vehicle crashed and became wrapped around a power pole near the Rainier Beach station. The accident blocked north and southbound lines, and one person suffered serious injuries and was taken to the hospital. Police are still looking for two thieves who executed a highway robbery in SeaTac earlier this week. The thieves stole over $400,000 worth of diamonds after they blocked in a diamond courier's car on I-5. The thieves broke the car windows to steal a backpack with the diamonds inside. If you have any information on the heist, you're encouraged, please call 206-293-3311.
You're probably aware that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Seemingly every business turns pink and ribbons and buttons are everywhere, and fundraisers are abundant. The nonprofit organization Can Health visited WSU this week to educate college women on early detection. Our reporter Carly Tinsley visited one of the events they hosted.
Just land somewhere. My first cousin who had breast cancer.
That's the top 2 risks, which basically means all of us are at risk for breast cancer. The majority.
An ongoing investigation into the Delta Upsilon fraternity at WSU is over after police were unable to find sufficient evidence to prove 3 women were drugged. One of the alleged victims provided a urine sample that came back clean, and police are still investigating an alleged sexual assault at DU from that same weekend in September.
According to national statistics, 1 in 5 women are sexually assaulted while in college. Recent cases around WSU have made headlines, so Murrow News 8's Abby Lushai looked into what Cougs are doing to stop this underreported crime.
It's happening all around us. Whether it be verbal or physical, you cannot deny that sexual assault is and has been an issue in our society. According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, it is estimated that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men will be sexually assaulted during their time in college. WSU's ASWSU is taking a stand against these statistics with their campaign, It's on Cougs. The goal of this campaign is to raise awareness and get students to realize that sexual assault on college campuses is something that everyone should be concerned about. Kelsey Ferris was hired this year as the director of the campaign and hopes that she can personally make a difference here at WSU.
So what I've done is I came onto the program and I changed it a little bit. So I don't really want to make this campaign about education as much as starting a conversation.
Although the campaign is still in the introductory phase for this year, Kelsey relates to this issue on a personal level, and because of that, she takes her position as director very serious.
There's other events that have transpired at college just really opened my eyes to how widespread and horrific this issue is, and the fact that we're not talking about it.
WSU has taken on a variety of events to bring awareness to sexual assault. And with the combination of these events and the It's on Cougs campaign, Wazoo is headed in the right direction. For Murrow News 8, I'm Addie Lushai.
It looks like women might not be the only ones having to use birth control in the future. A new experimental type of male birth control uses shots to lower sperm counts, and researchers concluded the shots work relatively well. The study is currently delayed because of a high rate of side effects among research subjects. More research is needed, but scientists may be on to something big. Hillary Clinton's emails are making headlines once again. In a letter to Congress this morning, FBI Director James Comey wrote that newly discovered emails will be examined. Comey says the emails were uncovered during an unrelated case. Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway seized the moment, taking to Twitter saying, quote, "A great day in our campaign just got even better. FBI reviewing new emails in Clinton probe." The news comes at a critical time in both campaigns, 11 days before election night.
The Trump train came to a screeching halt at the New York LaGuardia Airport last night. The 737 campaign plane used by Governor Mike Pence slid off a wet runway, coming to stop in a patch of grass. The plane and its passengers escaped injury. The FAA says a non-usable concrete portion of the end of the runway was damaged, but helped bring the plane to a stop. Vice President Joe Biden may be returning to the White House as a member of Hillary Clinton's administration if she is elected. Clinton is interested in making Biden her Secretary of State, a position she held in the Obama administration for 4 years. Biden has been on the record saying he's not going away after his time as VP is over. Well, it was a nice change in the weather today. There's a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah, it was nice to finally see the sun show its face. After the break, we'll take a look at your Halloween week forecast coming up.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Halloween and trick-or-treating go hand in hand, but costumes aren't the only thing that can make the evening a little scary. Cody Callanan shares some tips on how to keep kids safe when they're out on the quest for candy.
So excited!
Halloween is just around the corner, and kids of all ages take part in the trick-or-treating fun. But be sure to follow a few safety tips before going out. Be sure to look for fire-resistant costumes, and check to be sure your Halloween makeup is non-toxic. After the night is over, don't forget to wash those decorated faces. When heading out into the dark, place reflective tape on kids' costumes and candy bags for better visibility to drivers. Flashlights or glow sticks help too. Also, be sure to make a plan. Come up with a route to follow and a time to return home. Children under 12 years of age should always have a parent or responsible adult with them. For older kids, be sure they have their phones with them, but stowed away to keep their attention on the surroundings. As always, be sure to look both ways before crossing the street. Try to visit homes with doors that are visible from the road, with porch lights that are lit, and with Halloween decorations up. With a few safety precautions taken, Halloween can be a fun and enjoyable experience for everyone. I'm Cody Callanan with your Safety Minute, Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Cody. You know, Trevor, I was surprised to walk out my front door and see the sun shining.
Yeah, I was happy to have my cup of coffee this morning and see a little bit of sunshine out there as well. Well, Nicole, can we expect this wicked good weather to stick around for Halloween?
Actually, we might be able to see some more sun, Trevor, but sadly we will also be seeing some rain again. As you saw today, we had a great start to our Halloween weekend. We had a high of 56 and we're currently sitting around 48 degrees, and we should only go down about a couple more degrees tonight. So if you're planning on going out and having some fun, you might not have to bundle up as much as you thought. Moving on to tomorrow's forecast, you can see that it's quite a bit like today's. It's 52, but it's a little more rainy. Hopefully we'll have some poking through some today, and so we can get a little more of that vitamin D that we've been missing the past few weeks. Onto our state map. So as you see right here, we actually were the lowest temperatures in our state today, which is surprising because normally the east side has the higher temperatures. As you see in the Wenatchee and Yakima weather, they had about the high 50s, which is pretty nice, some sun and clouds. But then we get into Seattle and Vancouver, where you see the highest temperatures of the day. And they're probably pretty excited about this because they've had straight rain for a couple of weeks. So they probably had an awesome Friday. Now onto our 5-day forecast. Yes, we will have some more rain as you see here, but the sun will be coming through for spots here and there. And you will have a great Halloween weekend as long as you maybe have a raincoat with you. Make sure to have a fun and safe weekend. That's all the weather I have for you today. But before I go, I have a story that will definitely pull at your heartstrings. It was a lucky day for a New York dog. A camera captured an amazing rescue which crews pulled the distraught golden doodle from a narrow well. CNN Carolyn's Gussoff visited the fortunate pup and got the full story.
A 6-year-old golden doodle named Poofa may just be proof of the notion that even dogs can have 9 lives.
As you can see, he's all good, no scratches.
His odyssey began when owner Boris Avazov took him for a familiar walk outside this Kings Park ice rink while his son played hockey. Poofa's a fan of Zamboni snow. Suddenly, the 100-pound pooch yanked his leash away to chase a rabbit and disappeared. Barks and yelps emanating from here. An old abandoned dry well that was covered with only overgrown weeds. Somehow Poofa survived the 16 to 20-foot fall, but was stuck at the bottom.
I really wanted to jump myself into that hole and rescue.
But lifting the dog out of a 2-foot wide shaft was impossible. This was a job for Suffolk Police Emergency Service officers.
Nice and easy. Dog's halfway out.
First, we monitored air quality before we sent anyone down. We put them on ropes.
The footing was not very sound.
Rigging a mechanical pulley system, 3 officers were able to lower themselves down the narrow shaft and harness Poofa to a sled. But first they had to calm and coax him into a vertical position.
We were able to assess the dog. The dog was doing great. Very, very compliant and very, very helpful in allowing us to go ahead and put a muzzle on him.
2.5 hours into the delicate rescue, the patient appeared with wags and kisses for his new best friends. Now there are thanks for the cops who saved him and treats for Poofa.
They're very brave people and they're very concerned and smart people.
So no more prancing through the woods for Poofa. His owner says he'll stick to walks that don't require a miracle to survive. In Belmore, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS 2 News.
If basketball or WSU sports are your thing, stay tuned for Aaron Polovoy's Sports Report after the break.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Dad's home.
Yeah. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thundershark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. I'm Aaron Polovoy, and this is your Sports Report.
The Washington State Cougars women's soccer team snapped their 3-game losing streak last night with a 2-1 victory over Oregon State. Goals by Caitlin and Kyliana Johnson in the final 20 minutes of the game gave Washington State its second conference win of the season. The Cougars host the Oregon Ducks on Sunday for Senior Day, and kickoff is set for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The Washington State Cougars football team hopes to go bowling after tomorrow's game against Oregon State. With a win against the Beavers, the Cougars would qualify for a bowl game, their third in the past 4 seasons. At 4-0 in Pac-12 play, the Cougars are tied for first place in the Pac-12 North with rival Washington. Kickoff is set for 7:45 with coverage on ESPN2. Right now, Game 3 of the World Series is going on at Wrigley Field in Chicago, and the cover charges to get into Wrigleyville bars have been jacked up. Sure, an outfield bleacher seat may cost a couple $1,000s, but the bars behind the stadium are charging anywhere from $100 to $300 just to get in. It may sound like a steep price, but remember, this is the first World Series game hosted by the Cubs in 71 years, and if there's a market, which there is, those prices will be met. That's all the sports I have to carry you into the weekend. After the break, find out more about an unexpected person aiding refugees. All that and more on Entertainment with Alex Payton. Stay tuned.
No more pencils, no more books. No more teachers' dirty looks. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Then, we went on Thunder Shark 3 times.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. I'm Alex Payton with your latest in entertainment news. Let's get started. From robberies to stalkers, some celebrities have seen it all and feel concerned for their safety. Jennifer Lawrence, Ariana Grande, and Kate Upton, to name a few, were subject to a nude photo leak recently after someone hacked into their respective email accounts. Ryan Collins pled guilty in that same case in March and has now been sentenced to 18 months in prison. U.S. Attorney Bruce Brander stated Collins accessed at least 50 iCloud and 72 Gmail accounts, most of which were female celebrities. One celebrity in particular is making strides to support refugees in Turkey with an energy drink. Actress Lindsay Lohan and Blue Caffeine lemonade drink Mantanine have recently partnered. The company will donate €10 for each box of 72 cans sold online. It's going to be hot in Hollywood this weekend as Inferno hits the silver screen. David Daniel gives us a sneak peek of Ron Howard's adaptation of Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code installment.
Tom Hanks is back as puzzle-solving polymath Robert Langdon in Inferno. This time, no less than the fate of the world is at stake. This is Hank's third adventure based on a Dan Brown novel and his fifth movie directed by Ron Howard, a partnership stretching over more than 30 years.
It looks like Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps no longer has a fiancée. He has a wife in Nicole Johnson. The parents of 5-month-old Boomer got married in a secret ceremony in Arizona back in June. The 23-time gold medalist took to Facebook Live last night to explain to fans, stating he's, quote, been married for a while. Even though I'm a little hurt I wasn't invited, congratulations to the happy couple. And Seattle's favorite quarterback, Russell Wilson, and R&B singer Ciara are expecting their first child. The two who wed in July posted on Instagram on Tuesday, alerting everyone to the bundle of joy they will be bringing into the world. This sparked the hashtag #BabyWilson on the way and has Seattle fans hoping for another great arm just like Dad. After the break, your traditional pumpkin carvings have taken a political turn. Stay with us.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow. I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
A carjacker in Oklahoma messed with the wrong Metro grandma yesterday. The 75-year-old grandmother, L.D. Linton, says she was pumping her gas at a 7-Eleven when a woman in her 20s approached her and asked for a ride. Linton refused. The woman then jumped in the driver's seat and tried to steal the car. But this grandma wasn't going to let that happen. Linton held her elbow to the woman's throat until the woman got out and grabbed Linton's wallet on the way. Linton did say she felt like Superwoman.
Behold the Trumpkin, a giant pumpkin. An Ohio woman revealed a lineup of presidential pumpkins just in time for fall and for the election. Here's Jeannie Moose.
It's a front porch like any other until you notice who's sitting on it. Donald Trumpkin, Hillary Clinton, and who's that third one?
The wild card, though, is Putin. I call him Putin.
With a smirk and a wink, Vladimir is the biggest at 341 pounds, but it's the Donald and Hillary who get most of the attention.
Go Pumpkins!
Here in Dublin, Ohio, and now worldwide, Jeanette Paris is famous for her portraits, though she's not really an artist.
I started pumpkinizing giant celebrity pumpkins in 1988.
She's done everyone from Miley Cyrus with her long tongue to Kim Jong-un. Jay Leno's chin required a vertical pumpkin. Kanye West was a hit with his glasses. Since she pumpkinizes whoever's big in the news, the Donald and Hillary were no-brainers. She's already done a 374-pound Trumpkin last year. The trickiest feature to get right on Trumpkin, what else? The hair. It's made up of 6 very large wigs. Carved Trumpkins are popping up all over social media, right down to the minimalist wig and hole. When it comes to Halloween, the Donald is winning. His mask is overwhelmingly outselling Hillary's nationwide. Usually the candidate whose mask sells best tends to win the election. But the Trump mask has an advantage.
The left likes to buy it because they want to lampoon him, and the right likes to buy him because he's, godlike, he's their candidate.
And over 95% of people who buy latex masks are men. As for the Donald's pumpkin, uncarved, it'll last till New Year's. So what happens when it's time to get rid of Trumpkin, Clinton, and Putin? Before dumping them in the trash, Jeanette says she chops them up like in the Psycho shower scene. That's hair-raising. Jeannie Moose, CNN, New York.
Tired of making your morning commute in heavy traffic? Well, Uber may have a solution. They released a 98-page report yesterday describing the potential for flying cars in their future. Uber believes within the next decade, electric flying cars would be a possibility and affordable option for the company. Your smartwatch might be going out of style. Worldwide smartwatch sales plunged 52% in the third quarter, and Apple saw a 72% decline on smartwatch purchases themselves. Smartwatches are not for everyone, but the fitness-focused smartwatch maker Garmin is doing 6 times better than it was last year. Analysts say this could show the importance of specialization with a clear purpose. A 19-year-old student at Texas A&M was charged with drunken driving and possessing alcohol as a minor. Miranda K. Rader told police she was sending a Snapchat of a topless selfie to her boyfriend when she hit a squad car. A hospital in Missouri is giving NICU babies and their families a little treat this Halloween. Earlier this week, volunteers brought home 40 homemade costumes to St. Luke's Hospital. Volunteers say they wanted to help all babies have a treat for their first Halloween. Parents of the NICU babies say the costumes help bring a little bit of home to the hospital. The March of Dimes also plans to help St. Luke's families celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's a great deal. This is going to be a really fun weekend with Halloween coming up. What do you got going on? I know, Aaron, you're excited about football tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I always have a Halloween tradition that is just putting on It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, making some apple cider and kind of just cozying it up and spending one evening. So I'm sure one of those nights. What about you? What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm just hanging out with some friends, having a good time. I got a new puppy, so that should be a fun little weekend here. And, you know, I'm excited for Halloween, excited for the football game, excited that I'm here with you guys. So, what are your
It's supposed to be a little rainy, right, this weekend for Halloween?
Yeah, so this weekend should be a little rainy. I would bring a rain jacket just in case you don't, if you're going out with your friends this weekend outside, walking around. But other than that, during the day, we should have some sunshine here and there, so that should be nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see what we have going on this weekend.
What are you being for Halloween?
Well, I don't know. I'll probably have to be maybe like a Cougar football player.
We're going to be
or
news
something.
anchors.
Hopefully, there we go. We can be
we're going to be back on Monday.
Yeah.
That is all the news we have for you today.
Be sure to join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 o'clock. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night.